Now, just because you want something to be sexual, fool, don't mean it's sexual. Laying in bed because you got a disability, covered with a cover, is not about you but me. I'm doing kind of a documentary, by the way. You know what that is, right? It's a real person with a real problem that you're denying he has, but can't really deny he has because he's showing you the x-rays, but also explaining how it happened and how he's walking on it, right? And the only way he can be walking on it is faced by God, or facing God. Though even Paul, though healed of his blindness, which is what some say the thorn in the flesh he had vision problems till the day he was beheaded by a Roman soldier in Rome. Right. Anyway. Now, all Constantine did was agree with the Orthodox of what Peter might have said to them about the Gnostic truth of Jesus. Some people might not can handle it. Some people might can, but you still need to know Jesus is the answer, right? Right. But the problem is also you're lying with Satan, right? You're making the death of the cross necessary, right? Every time it comes around to it too, and the resurrection of Jesus too, right? It's what you don't understand. Jesus has to go through that to die for the sins that everyone did to him from his own people who betrayed him over to them. Peter spat off the guard's ear like he was really a trained soldier and could really do anything anyway, right? And again, you know what I mean, right? And it's just a cluster, you know what I mean, of stupidity. Now, you notice how they chose Matthias, though, right? But you also know there's inner turmoil among the 11 as well. Afterwards and before. When they were still 12 as well. And even though they're probably not all of the 12 tribes of Judah, that's kind of what it represents. And that's, again, why John in Revelations refers to the 12 tribes of Judah. But there's 24 elders in heaven. Okay, but neither is the man without the woman nor the woman without the man of the Lord. Right? Elder men and elder women are supposed to be key to the church as well. But the problem is we're not honoring elder women over or equal to elder men. To be one in someone means you're both equally represented in that person's body. That's what you don't understand. You're also making it necessary for Christ to be a hermaphrodite because you're unbalanced as male and female. In two bodies. And that's because you can't handle this truth of the Spirit making a body for itself to dwell in. Now, the firstborn is not your problem, it's the secondborn. But the secondborn blames the firstborn, and when Jews, you're blaming the firstborn too when you're agreeing with the secondborn. You understand what you're doing? One angel is positive, one angel is negative. We were naked and eaten and not ashamed and even had sex. Maybe more promiscuous sex too, I don't know. The difference is Satan did his sex with Adam and Eve in the form of God. And that might have short-circuited them. His body also produced Rhesus monkey gene in the blood and iron in there. Okay, that would also shut you off spiritually from seeing things too you might used to could see, like leprechauns or unicorns. Why? They're repelled by iron. They're repelled by iron. Idiot. Well, if something like that repels them, they can't even come here anymore, even if they were once here. And if they're magical creatures, are they going to come to some place where, oh, you might hunt them down anyway? No. Come on. Whether they exist or not. You can't make something, though, that knows you're made of iron and it repels them, and it's in your very blood, appear to you out of nowhere because you could harm it. Idiot. Even if it could become human form in Eden, it can't now. And where do you think the myth comes from? Now, before technology, too, yeah, they might could have even appeared to certain people briefly and disappeared. Right? They caught them. Okay, like any creature suddenly in the flesh, you can catch the creature before it goes back to its spiritual form, right? That's all that would be. But of course, you wouldn't understand that. Same with a unicorn. If they're seen this by certain people who come upon them and suddenly see them, but they also disappear just as quickly. Why do you think that myth is? Right? Well, again, they're also seen in a time where, okay, people kind of heard of these things, right? But don't see it anymore now that technology and cameras are everywhere. You know what I mean, too, right? So even if they could momentarily appear to certain people in the past, right? You just can't see them anymore because they can't appear anymore because you got cameras everywhere, for example, right? So that just means they're choosing not to come here anymore, dumbass, right? It don't mean they never existed. It don't mean, again, if even the plants have iron in them now, because we're breathing the air, okay, and plants take in what? That we breathe out, carbon monoxide, right? Or dioxide, whatever it is, right? And we breathe in what that plants put out? Oxygen. Love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough and you're going to die. To die. Love gets us high. That's right. That's the truth. That's the truth. I'm quoting it from the band that sung the song. That's the truth. That's the truth. I don't know their name right now. Right. But I'm using a snippet of it. That's a quote. too. But I'm doing it that way. I'm just agreeing with the lyric I heard on the radio there. Right. Right. That's educational too. That's educational too. You can get too much oxygen and get too high, and you can get enough and you're going to die, right? That's the truth. That's the truth. That's why you can say it and sing it like the band did, right? But you can only use that line as a truth, as a truth. When you do that, you're teaching the lyric as an educational piece and singing with the original artist who sung the song. You're changing the nature there too. So anyway, some guy showed up to the Mexican restaurant wanting 3 tacos, beef tacos. The girl couldn't quite understand him, so I said, well, I think he said he wants 3 beef tacos. And then he went out. Ain't that weird? And he looks like he was kind of disturbed. And left. Right. Also, like I was saying on my other phone, which is weirdly and oddly messing up again. I don't know what I did because I don't do nothing to it. And another thing is, someone's number is my mom's number, like it's cloned, right? Did you clone my mom's number? That's bad. That's bad. Not supposed to do that. Stop it. No. Right. But something showed you can do it anyway. It knew you could the whole time. And when it showed you could do it, you just want to keep doing it, don't you? Do it till you're satisfied, whatever it is. Like, I'm quoting that song, right? And the lyrics from that song. Whoever sung that song on the radio. That's what you want to do. But you can't. But see, once you're satisfied, you're exhausted. Once you're exhausted, you just can't do it anymore. And once you can't do it anymore, you gotta wait till you can do it again, right? Now, whole point, whole point. Oh, Train is on, MTV Live, right? And he did a freestyle version, so I don't think his voice is fake. I never said it was, but yeah, man. But what do you mean, right? Well, see, unless the audience, right, is again hearing two different things than what you're hearing from the TV, it does seem like the artist who's singing as the lead singer of Train is really singing vocally, right? You can tell that too. Right? Right. When someone does it and it's from the voice, you can tell. You can tell. I was trying to talk whistle. That's trying to talk whistle. Which I already just demonstrated in 2008. Oh, you did. But you can do it when you're a little child. You're just told when you're a teenager you can't do it anymore. You believe them and quit doing it. Is that all it is? Probably. But like I said, stereotypes. Bobby's world, right, Howie? But see, now I also know a female can't get as low as a male. But when we're children, okay, we don't think like that. It's like, you might have done it as a child, but you do that people tell you can't do it anymore, and you believe them. Right. And you quit doing it, That's the truth. Now, you might need a quartet with Bill and Ted. Got a triad already, right? You got the Reaper, you got Bill and Ted, right? You also got the backup singers as the girls. Well, maybe they need a quartet now. You could use, what was his name? Ethan or Eaton? Right? I don't know. You just eat your basket. Right. Anyway. Just saying. Regular people. But see, I'm just suggesting things, right? I'm not saying they're going to do what I say to do anyway. It's their script, right? You know what I mean? That's what you mean. But that's all they can really do as well as add a quartet or a fourth member using the younger brother or something. But like I said, or bringing someone totally new, right? You know what I mean? Some new character. But just suggestions, and plus they're shooting the summer, so I can tell you my love for you will still be strong after the buzz of summer has gone. That was bad. I had to try that. Maybe. You're losing control. Can't stand in my way. Am I the best thing you had? Ow. Believe me, I can tell you why. But see. Stereotypes. Singing like a woman just means you know how to change your voice. Like Blanche could do, I guess. You know he was the Wicked Witch. And Bugs Bunny. He's a man of 1,000 voices. And Granny. You do know that, right? All those voices were supposedly done by Mel Blanc by himself. Even Robert Reeves said I need bodies sometimes. Oh, you go. Me tell you, hey, thank you. Well, I could be doing Zelda or. I'm not saying Penny or. What's her name? Oh, I forgot the name of all the characters. Penny. And. Damn it. Oh boy. Oh boy. What you do to me? Oh boy. Oh boy. It is the point about what impersonators do. They try to ground people too, right? Don't think you will get it, you will have swell head. You ain't the only human who can do that. Right. No, you're not. No, you're not. It is the point. I just want to sound like the Martian in Bugs Bunny, but Sonny Mel Blanc. He's in it too. Maybe his son too. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I hate that Martian. Oh, I hate that varmint. Cause well, Daffy Duck, whatever. I don't know. What do I care? That's your problem. Neither does Satan care, and he taught you not to care with him. Jesus is trying to teach you to care again. Why do you think only the boy brought forth his lunch again? When Jesus fed the 5,000 or 4,000. And he was the only one shown to have a lunch. No one else had a lunch. Yet somehow 5,000 people plus 12 baskets were filled at the end of the feast. Did Jesus teach them to share? Stingy. See, if they all had a lunch or not, you don't know. They could have even hid the lunch. But what Jesus did was he had the boy's lunch, he broke it into pieces, and told the disciples to pass it out among the crowd. So what does that show those who had something? What he told you about the cloak and the coat. If you have 2 cloaks or 2 coats, right, you don't need 2 coats. Give one to someone who doesn't have one. That teaches you what? Sure. Now, today's society, we buy a lot of clothes. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. We wear different clothing every day, right? But our society has given us a way to do that, and yet it's not, right? Now, why do you think in Michigan or in Wisconsin or in other states, some people are acting more adversely to the threat of the virus? They're going down to the Capitol all pissed off because everybody's closing the state. And why? Because the virus only lasts 2 weeks. Been over 2 weeks. Whoever's got it either done got it, done died, blah, 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 blah. Don't you understand what you're saying, stupid? And some people know you're adding state taxes to internet purchases now. Amazon and eBay. So again, you're fueling your own rebellion. When Robin Hood taxes